All right, welcome back, all you curious students out there, to today's explainer. You know, if you think human beings are the only ones capable of building these massive, highly complex modern cities, well, prepare to have your minds completely blown today. We are going to look at an astounding discovery that literally rewrites our entire understanding of animal architecture. We're heading into a hidden world right beneath the dirt to examine what is basically the ultimate masterclass in civil engineering. Okay, let's dive right into this.
So let's kick things off with a pretty wild number, 10,000. I want you to picture a dense, vibrant forest. Specifically, we're talking about the Cerrado forest down in Brazil. Now imagine a team of highly driven scientists led by Professor Luis Carlos Forte hauling 10,000 kilograms of liquid cement into that forest. I mean, why on earth would they pour literal tons of concrete into a pristine forest floor? Well, they had actually found the entrance to an abandoned leafcutter ant colony, and they wanted to map exactly what was hiding down there in the dark.
So, how exactly did they map this mystery out? The scientific method they used was honestly as bizarre as it was brilliant. Step 1. They took that 10,000 kilograms of liquid concrete and very, very slowly poured it down the tiny, seemingly insignificant holes left behind by the ants. Step 2. They had to be incredibly patient. They waited a full 10 days just for the liquid cement to cure and harden into solid rock. And finally, step 3, they began to carefully, painstakingly dig away the surrounding dirt to see exactly what shape that concrete had taken.
And when the scientists finally brushed away the last of the soil, wow, what emerged wasn't just some random jumble of ant tunnels. Not at all. It looked exactly like a highly sophisticated blueprint for a modern megacity. It was the sprawling, hyper-organized underground metropolis, meticulously planned and constructed entirely by tiny, crawling insects. I mean, it completely left the scientific world in absolute awe.
To really wrap our heads around the scale of what we're talking about here, we need to look at another staggering number: 40. To build this underground fortress, these tiny leafcutter ants actually had to excavate and move 40 tons of soil. Think about that for a second. Grain by grain, bit by bit, these insects dug out 40 tons of heavy earth and transported it all the way up to the surface. It's an almost unimaginable feat of physical strength and endurance.
Let's break down the actual mapped dimensions for a minute. The total area of this underground empire spans a colossal 500 square feet. And it doesn't just spread outwards, right? It plunges straight downwards to a maximum depth of 26 feet below the surface. For creatures that are mere fractions of an inch long, a 26-foot deep city covering 500 square feet is geographically monumental. It's literally an empire beneath the soil. Think of me as your virtual tour guide for a second. Just like we have separate bedrooms, living rooms, and kitchens in our own homes, the ants designed their city with very specific zoned areas. They built special oval rooms dedicated entirely to cultivating fungus, which, by the way, is their primary food source. They engineered waste disposal rooms positioned really carefully on the outer edges to act as safe garbage dumps and bathrooms, which keeps the colony clean. They even constructed a highly secure, ultra-deep super room specifically to protect the queen. And to connect the whole shebang, they built wide highway tunnels to ensure the millions of ants moving around wouldn't cause traffic jams while they were carrying leaves. But wait, it's not just about drawing a pretty map. It's about structural integrity. These tiny civil engineers instinctively understand physics. The tunnels they carved out are precision-built to perfectly withstand the immense pressure of the earth right above them. Even with tons and tons of dirt pushing down from the surface, the specific archways and angles of their highways prevent any cave-ins. They basically built a safe, subterranean world that completely defies the crushing weight of gravity.
Oh, and this brilliantly illustrates their technological genius. Deep underground with millions of bodies working and fungal gardens growing, it gets incredibly hot and stale down there. So to survive, the ants engineered natural air conditioning. Seriously, they built sophisticated chimney-like ventilation shafts extending all the way toward the surface. These are perfectly designed to let internal heat escape while simultaneously pulling clean, fresh oxygen right down into the colony. They literally created a breathing city.
So how in the world did they actually pull this off? Well, the researchers summed it up perfectly. They noted, the ants have achieved a massive collective effort through their monstrous unity. This scale of construction, it is physically impossible for a single ant, or even 1,000 ants. It's only possible because millions of them work together in absolute perfect harmony. Every single insect knows its job, executing this master plan without ever needing a manager to tell them what to do. Which kind of brings us to a really profound comparison. On one hand, we have the Great Wall of China, one of humanity's absolute greatest achievements, right? It required years of grueling collective human labor. But then, on the other hand, we have the ant megacity. The source material draws a direct parallel here, and it's spot on. The astonishing collective labor and unyielding unity of these tiny insects directly mirror mankind's most colossal construction projects. They're parallel achievements, just on totally different scales. All right, so as we wrap up today's science lesson, here is your core takeaway. True engineering genius, immense infrastructure, and complex urban planning, those are not concepts limited only to humans with heavy machinery and computers. These leafcutter ants, using literally nothing but their mandibles and an absolute dedication to their colony, are undeniably nature's ultimate master civil engineers. And that leaves us with one final, kind of mind-bending thought. If a sprawling, air-conditioned, 500-square-foot megacity was hiding just under the soil in Brazil, completely unnoticed until scientists literally poured cement into it, what other incredible, high-tech cities might be hidden right beneath our feet right now? Next time you step out into your garden or walk through a forest, take a good look at the ground. You just might be standing on the roof of an alien metropolis. Thanks for joining me for this Explainer, students. Keep exploring, and as always, keep asking questions.